Bippity boppity wow.
Hi, it sounds like you guys are having a party.
Are we ever?
I'm Jessie Reynolds, and I just moved in across the hall.
Oh, what's your Disney name?
Excuse me?
Well, Disney name. Well, a lot of us in the building are kind of nuts about Disney, and a lot of us are also single, so we formed a Disney Singles Club.
Yeah, and we all have, cute little Disney nicknames. For instance, I'm
Ariel!
Cruella de Vil.
Tweedledum. Prince Charming.
I'm Mary Poppins.
And I'm Pooh. Wanna be my honey?
Yeah, that's sweet. It was nice meeting you all. Bye.
No, wait, please. Stay and join the party. Yeah. You know what you look like to me? You look like a sweet little deer. So I'm going to name you Bambi.
Oh, that's
It is so nice to have a sister here. After all, it's a small, small world.
Right on.
Hey, Bambi, if you get hungry, make like Pocahontas and paddle your way over to our snack table. We have a giant sub sandwich and some Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, but save some room in your tum-tum, because after our Epcot slideshow, we're gonna dig into Cruella's homemade cake.
Oh, my God, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's Pinocchio's nose after a really, really big lie.
Okay, time for Disney jokes.
Now it's time for Disney jokes. Come on, lassies, come on, folks. Better than some drinks or smokes. Disney jokes.
Okay, I got one. Okay. Snow White's doctor says to her, and says to her, do you wake up grumpy? And she says, no, I just usually let him sleep.
Good one.
Okay, you know what? I think I have one.
Oh.
Okay. One morning,
Yeah?
Mickey looks out the window
Yeah?
and sees that someone has written in the snow with P. Mickey sucks. So he calls the police, and the police come on over and they say, Mickey, we've got some bad news and we've got some worse news. The bad news is that it's Goofy's urine. But the worst news is that it's Minnie's handwriting. Isn't that cute?
Is there room in the basement for another?
I think so. That South Park fan was pretty small.
Yeah.
We have got to talk to the super. He's got to be more picky about these tenants.
All right, everyone. Time to dump the body.
Now it's time to dump the body, cause she was so very naughty. Plus her attitude was snotty. Dump the body.
Okay, it's raining outside right now, but I thought I'd talk about Miss Marvel, Rotten Tomato controversy that's happening right now. So, for those that don't know, Miss Marvel, now known as Captain Marvel, is getting a movie that's coming out soon. And the lead actress is Brie Larson. Brie Larson is an acclaimed actress, too. She's also a very vocal advocate of women's rights to the point where she will discriminate and say very racist things towards other groups of people. She's that big of an activist that she'll put down entire groups of people. But just a few months ago, none of this was a controversy. Before Brie Larson spoke a word about white dudes, none of this was a controversy. Captain Marvel's want-to-see rating, or at least there used to be a want-to-see rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a rating audience and fans can vote on to decide if they want to see a movie or not. They put their little 2 cents in and say if they want to see it or they don't want to see it, and you get a percentage of people that want to see an upcoming film. Now, just a few months ago, the Captain Marvel film with Brie Larson was just like any other film. It was in the 90s. And everybody that wanted to see it was putting their 2 cents in, telling everybody that they want to see it, right? But after Brie Larson's statements about how she doesn't want any white dudes interviewing her during her press tour, this percentage of want to see slowly but surely kept going down and down and down and down to the point where it hit 29%.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you and sacrifice.
Only 29% of the people commenting wanted to see the Ms. Marvel movie with Brie Larson. And this is a pretty historic moment because I don't think we've ever had a film on Rotten Tomatoes get this low of a want-to-see score. I don't think it's happened. Even with films like Justice League, a film supposedly nobody was looking forward to, was in the 90% range of people that want to see the film. In fact, most films get in the 90 range because only people that are fans of a particular movie are going to actually go on Rotten Tomatoes and go to the want to see tab and put their 2 cents in, right? But in Brie Larson's case, she attracted a lot of hate over the things she said, and rightfully so, you know. But for the last few weeks, the media and various blogger sites have been trying to spin this negative score into, oh, it's just a bunch of trolls attacking, swamping Rotten Tomatoes. And that's definitely not the case, because the reality here in America is that Trump is president and 50% of the population voted for him. 50% of the population are not trolls, okay? I mean, you could make a very good case that a lot of people voted for Trump in the first place because they were sick of Hollywood elites. And this Captain Marvel score only proves that further. And if you watch the Oscars this year, God, it was cringy as fuck. It was so bad. I only watched like probably 20 minutes of it total. But even in that 20 minutes, all I saw was a bunch of millionaire actresses and actors applauding themselves, you know, over how brave they are and like how righteous they are. And look at all the virtues they have. And that's essentially what the Oscars have become. It's all about that now. It's not about films anymore. Nobody gives a fuck about the films. And Brie Larson is a part of that Hollywood elite millionaires, okay? And she thinks it's fine to talk down to the base demographic of people that are going to see your superhero movie, which is white dudes. That's at least 60% of the audience every time is white dudes. And you're going to shit on them? That's not a very good idea, Brie Larson. And they got their repercussions. The want-to-see rating went way down. And now, just today, Rotten Tomatoes took action and they got rid of the want-to-see meter entirely. So now you can only comment on the film if you want to see it. If you don't want to see it, you can't say shit. And this is definitely going to get backlash. There's no way people are just going to accept this from Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes will be shit on for like the next year over this. And it's funny, you know, the second a Disney film, a Disney Marvel film gets bad press, then all the media gets riled up and Rotten Tomatoes takes action to fix their stupid meters on their site, you know? And media outlets come out of the woodworks to defend Brie Larson and Ms. Marvel. It is so obvious, the agenda and the bias that's happening right now. You know what Gal Gadot did when she was doing press tours for Wonder Woman? She was thanking Warner Brothers and everybody for letting her be Wonder Woman in the first place. She was thankful. She was humble. The whole point of the Wonder Woman movie was to show that it doesn't matter if the hero is a man or woman. You know, that was the whole point of the movie. Wonder Woman being a female wasn't even a conversation during the press tour. But with Brie Larson and Ms. Marvel, they have to make the whole movie about the fact that she's a female hero. And isn't this a great thing? And she's blazing the trail. It's just like, what the fuck? And they expect people to forget about Wonder Woman. You know, a film that was hugely successful. First female superhero movie that was a major success. All right, we don't count Elektra in that bullshit, you know. Wonder Woman was the first successful female-led superhero film. And now that Brie Larson is in that same position to be in a successful female-led superhero film, they have to make it all about females. And what's the reasoning? You know, what's the point? There is no point, and it only alienates the audience that wants to see the film. And now, barely anybody wants to see the film. And it's probably going to tank. The movie is not going to do as good as Ant-Man. I guarantee it right now. it would be lucky to get over 600 million now. I mean, I'm not going to go see it. Well, I was never going to go see it, but definitely a lot of people aren't going to go see it. And Rotten Tomatoes just showed their hand. They just showed how much of a shill they are for Disney films. No one could say anything bad about a Disney film. Like, how much more evidence do you need that there's a bias and an agenda here to silence people that want to fight against this ridiculous social narrative that women aren't empowered, that they need to be separate from men and have their own things? Like, that's the exact opposite of empowerment. Women can do whatever they want nowadays. It's not the 50s anymore. And people like Brie Larson don't understand that. They think they're still the oppressed minority. A rich white girl living in the richest country on the planet is oppressed because she's a woman. A blonde-haired woman. Like, it's so ridiculous. And most people see right through it. And most women see that they don't need another woman telling them that they're oppressed. And it shows with that want-to-see score on Rotten Tomatoes. Because it's not just angry white dudes, alright? It's probably a lot of women too. Because the social narrative that Brie Larson is trying to push only pulls back women. You know, it only holds them down more. You keep telling somebody they're oppressed, eventually they're going to believe it. But of course, this narrative will continue. You know, we'll definitely see more of this in the next Star Wars film. But it definitely feels good to know that people aren't buying this shit anymore. And now Rotten Tomatoes has completely showed their hand. And now they're fucked. Because now I guarantee no one's going to trust Rotten Tomatoes and the critics score. They're not going to trust that shit anymore. They're going to look just at the audience score. And eventually, I guarantee it, Rotten Tomatoes will get rid of the audience score. Because it's going to go lower and lower for these Disney films. And they just can't have that. So they got to get rid of it entirely. But anyway, what do you guys think about this controversy with Rotten Tomatoes? Obviously, we DC fans have never trusted Rotten Tomatoes after the way they treated Man of Steel and BVS. You know, there's no way I'm ever trusting that site again. At least the critic score. I'm never trusting the critic score again. Because, I mean, if you read some of those critic reviews, they sound like trolls. You know, they don't sound like professional critics. They sound like trolls. And now they're calling like 40,000 people trolls because they don't want to see a Ms. Marvel movie. It is irony on the most epic scale possible. But anyway, that's it for now. Comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
What? I don't want a free ice cream cone. Look, there was a woman here. She was shot, and then she was replaced by some kind of, robot clone or something, so
All right, listen, I'm taking a big chance taking his head off, so you listen up and you listen good. You gotta get your wife and your family out of here now, before
There's a dot on your head.
There's a what? Oh. There's a secret city! 3 animated dead bodies! They have nuclear capability! Michael Eisner is out of his pocket!
Oh my god, they just shot the squirrel!
Squirrel! I'm a chipmunk!
Everyone's saying you were shot! Oh my god! Please help me right now! I need you to help me! There was a squirrel there who just got shot right before there was a woman! You're just waving your flags, lady! Don't you get it? People are being killed here!
Hi, I'm Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen head.
Oh my god. Does anybody else see this? There is a frozen head floating in the sky. The rumors are true. Walt Disney has his head just floating and it's frozen. Damn it! Why won't anyone pay attention to me? There's something going on! Help!
Ed, what's the matter? What's wrong?
Oh, honey, thank God. Thank God. Listen, this place is evil, all right? They've got robot clones. They're killing people. There's some kind of city underneath there. Michael Eisner's responsible. I don't know, but they've even got nuclear capability.
What?
This place is not safe. We gotta get out of here.
Okay, all right.
All right, now listen. I'm gonna go get Jeffrey. I'll meet you by the gate, okay?
Okay.
Be safe. Be safe.
He knows. Take him out in front of the Country Bear Jamboree.